Hi again, it's Matt from Glaucoma Pirates. This is video number 8 and this video is going to be all about my emergency cyclodiode that I had in, when did I have that? I had that in, it was the 19th of August 2022. So after the dramatic events that had led up to this, having discovered the my pressure had gone right back up again into the 40s, and then going to see a different specialist because my regular private specialist was on holiday. It was deemed that the best thing to do is to try this cyclodiode, which I was booked in as an emergency the next morning. So this is where we're picking up the story again. If you can hear some weird noises, I apologise. So we've got a dog down there who's that's Lucy. She's licking herself at the moment, which is quite embarrassing, and you may pick up on the mic. And that's Connor there. You may hear the occasional snore from Connor, or grunt. There is a cat knocking about as well, so she's probably going to knock something over in a minute. But anyway, back to cyclodiode. So I was quite anxious about having this done. Again, it was another local anaesthetic procedure. It wasn't done in a theatre. It was done in I suppose like a regular hospital room. I basically went in. I was told to lie on a bed. It was like more like I suppose like a massage bed or something. It was black, and it had a sort of well where you put your back of your head in, and then your head can't move left or right. They're talking through what they're going to do. The worst part for me, a quick disclaimer, these videos are all about my personal experience. Everybody's experience is different. Sometimes I might use words like horrendous and didn't enjoy that and that sort of thing. You know, I've got to be honest because that was my experience. But at the same time, I'm really cautious. I don't want to put people off having things done that their specialists think they should have done. And look, I'm still here. I've got no long-lasting effects from any of the pain that I went through, or things I didn't find comfortable and things I didn't like. So please don't let this put you off things. But I'm just being honest. And sometimes I think preparation is 100%. You know, you worry if you know what to expect, then you know what to expect. It's I think I'd rather know what to expect when going into surgeries. So you know, the worst and best case scenarios. So anyway, back to the story. So I'm lying on the bed. I've got my head in the thing, and they then say, okay, we need to numb your eye with local anaesthetic injections. Again, this was the first time I'd had an injection directly into my eye, and this is one of the things that I don't like. Every time I've had it done, I've hated it. It's just a grin and bear it type situation. You can see the needle coming in, and you can feel it going in. Local anaesthetic. You know, I've had occasions where I've had to have an injection of mycotoxin C or something, like a steroid, and they always give you a numbing injection before the injection, so you don't feel the injection, which always baffles me because you can still feel the original injection, but I'm presuming that the second injection would be a lot worse than the first one. So anyway, I'm blabbing on a bit. So from memory, what I think they did is the injections sort of go underneath your eye initially, and then I think then there was an injection in the actual eye itself to numb it, and then they leave you for a few minutes. And what happens in those few minutes is quite shocking if it's the first time it's happened. But basically, you go blind and numb in that eye, and it's I suppose it's the closest I've experienced to actually being blind and what that looks like. But basically, it's not as you'd expect in that it's not, everything isn't black. Everything is, or in this instance, it was white. So it's just all you can see is white fuzz. Anyway, once they've done that, they've put the local anaesthetic in. The surgeon doctor comes with it's like a handheld laser device. So I was half expecting when I went in, because I knew that cyclodiode was a laser treatment, I was expecting similar to the SLT where you sit in a thing and they just zoom lasers in, but it's not like that at all. This involves using the handheld device, and what they do is they put it on your eye and direct laser into your eye. And actually, it was quite, I wouldn't say horrendously painful, but it was quite uncomfortable. This was, I think the main reason it was uncomfortable is because they apply pressure onto your eye with this device, this laser device. Whether they do that in every instance and on every occasion, I'm not sure, but I can only tell you about my experience. So they were pushing down, he's pushing down with the laser, and it feels like he's really pushing your eye in quite hard. That's how it feels. Having said that, I think that only lasted for about 10 or 15 minutes of the actual laser procedure, and then you're sort of left to recover a bit. Again, eye patches on, and the dressings that they always put on after that procedure, and most eye procedures. And then I was sent home. You know, I was only in there for about an hour in total, including waiting and having it done, and then coming out, and my wife picking me up. Again, the recovery from that was, as the anaesthetic wore off, it was painful for maybe a day or so. Again, I could take the protective shield and everything off the next day. The blindness wore off gradually over the next sort of probably 10 to 12 hours. And you're so grateful when it comes back, even though you know it's going to come back. There's just something about, oh, I can see again. It's quite euphoric when that happens. But yeah, that's what happened. And that, the cyclodiode, in some respects, was one of the worst things I'd had done. Probably because of the injections, and also just because of when they're applying the pressure. But and I think because you're conscious throughout it all, and it's just local anaesthetic, which I prefer to be out of it when I'm having operations. So it wasn't the worst thing that I've had done, but it wasn't the best either. But it was a means to an end, and the result of the cyclodiode is that it did get my pressure down temporarily. I think the next day I went back after surgery for obviously the checks. You have to go back quite regularly after things like this, and the pressure I think had gone down straight away to sort of 25, 26 from being in the 40s, so that was good. However, it was explained to me at the time, look, we don't think this pressure is going to hold. We think it's going to go back up again. We need to book you in for a trabelectomy. Oh, the dog and cat have just had a little spat, so sorry about that. So the next video will be about the trab and the lead up to that, and how that went, the trabelectomy that I had. So again, thanks for watching this one on cyclodiode. Still here to tell the tale, still moving on with the plan. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope the dogs and cats didn't disturb you too much. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please feel free to look back at historic videos and keep your eye out for new videos popping up. Thanks again for watching. Cheers, see you later.